AI CX Summit, December 10th. We got a lot of good folks. You're one of them.
Yeah.
Great
Awesome.
lighting in your studio there.
Did it today.
This is awesome. Okay, talk to me about Dandelion. When you entered in, it was around COVID. So this is what, 4 or 5 years ago?
They were just coming out of COVID, and it was a real pivotal time for them because they had always been very retail forward. They hadn't really leaned into like e-commerce or trying to be digitally native. And so it kind of dawned on me quickly that the online demand was outpacing the systems underneath it.
Mm,
Retail had always held such a big spotlight, and so digital CX was still pretty young for them.
yeah.
We started to get a lot more traction online, more tickets coming in email chat. Corporate gifting suddenly became this really amazing channel, but the tooling and the automation just wasn't there.
Yeah.
It became really apparent that we call them guests. They're not customers, they're guests because they
Right.
are guests of the brand. Yeah. And they were obviously expecting the same amount of warmth online as they did in person. And we were relying on very kind of manual processes and it wasn't a scalable system. So a couple of years ago, we did a lot of research into different AI tools to support CX and automation and smarter workflows. And we tested out a couple of different tools and then landed on the one we're using now. Am I allowed to name the one we're using? Yeah. So we're now using Sienna
Let's go.
and it's incredible. It has outshone every other AI tool that we've tried. It's it was so easy to build its persona. We have a very, very strong brand voice, and it was really easy to teach Sienna what that sounded like for then her to it is a her. We actually didn't rename her. Lots of people rename their AI, but we kept it AI. We kept it Sienna.
Ooh, okay. That's
Um,
great, actually.
So she is wonderful. And because she has all the information, all the knowledge, it's already there. So that's a very repeatable, scalable tool to have. And it's really been a godsend, particularly at this time of year when ticket volume quadruples very, very quickly. We
Sure.
always have Sienna to catch all those kind of low hanging fruit FAQs, product questions, order status. And we can also really easily change automations and switch them and evolve them through the holiday season. So we might have a standard one that we use for the rest of the year. And then right before like Thanksgiving, we use another one. And then while we're shipping Thanksgiving, we use another one. We can just switch them on and off so that she has the right information at any kind of given moment in Q4. So yeah,
Amazing.
super.
Okay. And does that also kind of tackle the corporate gifting side? Now, before this, we were just talking about the pain points of shipping to many destinations when it comes to corporate gifts
Yeah.
and split shipments and splitting up orders and different addresses and locations, all that. Does AI and does Sienna, does it kind of help tackle some of those complexities as well? Or is that still ad hoc, human?
So yes and no. So obviously, Sienna's not going to help with like splitting shipments and doing stuff like that. We actually are using a different tool called Zest, and they came to us kind of mid last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago now. And it was an absolute godsend because when I came in and we decided to have corporate gifting has its own channel, I basically had to take something that was running on like goodwill and heroic manual effort and turn it into an actual engine. Corporate gifting was growing so fast, which was amazing for business, but mildly terrifying for the people trying to manage it. Um, so introducing Zest was a huge, huge, amazing thing to do because it replaced the endless spreadsheets.
Yeah.
So all Zest, so Zest is a corporate gifting platform, and so it enables brands to like export all of their stuff that's in Shopify, put it into like a corporate gifting platform, and then the guest is able to do multi ship themselves, which is just phenomenal. It means that
Nice.
the stuff we were doing before we had Zest, it was very manual. We could only do that kind of in business hours, right? The
Yeah.
team were the ones hand holding all of these guests to do their corporate gifting. Now with Zest, we are basically creating orders as we sleep. because these big corporations, banks, people that want to do corporate gifting can go into the portal and place their orders at like midnight when no one at the Dandelion is even awake. So it became a very passive process that has helped enormously.
That's fantastic. When you talk about these complexities, how do you get or kind of keep the feedback loop with your customers? Is it all coming in through your help desk? What channels are they coming in through? How do you kind of manage that?
So we use Gorgeous,
Cool.
and we love Gorgeous. We have had, we moved over from a different help desk about nearly 4 years ago.
Mm.
So Gorgeous kind of became our wheelhouse, and we love it. We've got all of the automation set up in the rules and macros and all that kind of stuff. And it also integrates directly with Sienna, which is amazing. Um, Dandelion as a brand, we are very, very focused on feedback and reporting and across all channels, right? Because feedback is important for us with in terms of product development and reporting of what we call code red issues. So a code red issue is anytime there is a problem where the CX team is having to do a reship, a refund, or a gift card, which also order protection is now helping us enormously with. A bit of a plug for you there. Um,
Appreciate you.
but we really quickly understood that these code red issues are also invaluable to product development because if we're seeing suddenly this huge influx of guests writing in and saying there's a specific problem with packaging,
Mhm.
we can catch that very quickly. We use Airtable actually for all of our reporting. So I don't know if you're familiar with Airtable, but in Airtable, you can build these very easy to use forms and interfaces for the CX team. So anytime they see a quality issue, they can just fill in a form and send it. And then at the end of every quarter, I can then collect all that information, download it into a spreadsheet where I can filter by product, I can filter by issue, I can figure out, okay, what was the overall revenue loss that we had due to X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, data and feedback, so, so important for us because you have to remember we're making everything ourselves. We're a craft brand. So if something goes very, very wrong with packaging, that can be very significant for us.
Yep.
It can really delay production. We might have to like repackage a bunch of stuff. It's just really important. So I think all brands from the very get go need to build very easy systems to collect feedback.
And so when you guys are manufacturing your products in-house, are you also fulfilling in-house or do you guys fulfill through 3PLs?
That is a very good question, and something that we're kind of in the middle of now. So, when I first started, we were exclusively fulfilling from our warehouse location that's in the middle of the Mission District in San Francisco. It's about 4 blocks from our factory. So, fulfilling everything ourselves. So, you can imagine as we're scaling at a rate of like 40 to 50% year over year. And so now we're at this like very tricky crunch point where we're like, we need a 3PL. We need a fulfillment partner. And so right now we're in the middle of shipping all of our advent calendars. We have over 14,000 advent calendars to get to their destination before December 1st. We're sitting here November 20th and we're still in the middle of it. And we knew that we wouldn't be able to do that in house. We just
Yeah.
don't have the space. So we have partnered with a 3PL with M7.
Mhm.
M7's wheelhouse is wine. So they ship wine because they're in Napa. And they are now helping us ship not just our advent calendar, but a lot of other SKUs as well, just so that we can keep up with demand. And that is something that now we're thinking about continuing the relationship after Q4 so that we can continue on this trajectory of scaling at the rate that we are.
Gotcha. Okay, that's super helpful. What are some operational pitfalls that you guys are kind of experiencing with the growth, with the scale? One of them, obviously, you just talked about, which is transitioning from fulfilling all your products in house versus using a 3PL. Talk to me about a few others that you're kind of trying to solve at the moment.
Um, I think if we're speaking generally, I think over relying on people instead of systems and letting each channel kind of make up their own process and assuming a brand can scale on like goodwill alone, things get messy really fast.
Sure.
So when we're talking about like expanding into different channels, for example, you need to make sure that all the processes align. We can't have, for example, like we can't have the corporate gifting have their own set of kind of rules when it comes to policies, refunds, and things like that. And then the online channel have a whole different set of rules. So if we have systems, then the people can follow the systems, right?
Yeah.
We can't rely on like the people to kind of gatekeep this information and then everything kind of falls apart. Um, Training when it comes to seasonal staff, you have to have a very, very, very good centralized training system where all of your processes live. And we use Trainual. So Trainual is amazing. You can build all these training modules, have all of your processes, all your SOPs. And when you onboard seasonal staff, they can go through the modules. And then at the end of each module, Trainual will automatically create like a pop quiz
Oh, nice.
that your seasonal workers and
Sorry. Ludwig's calling me.
oh, Michael Ludwig, bad timing.
Yeah, come on, guy. He has his own session coming up, so
Well, I'll call you when it's in his session then. Just tell
yeah,
me when.
I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll shoot you a text. The one
Um, so training was amazing. Having all of that. I know a lot of brands need to scale their teams for those 3 months in Q4. And if you don't have a really good training on onboarding process, it's not going to happen. And if you don't do it early, you're a popular man, Tanner.
I'm so sorry. The double call. That's
Is it an emergency? Is he having a baby? What's happening?
oh no, he's just calling me. Anyways,
So other pitfalls, let me think. I think you have to kind of define what great looks like in your brand first before you start thinking about automation. Um, because if you don't know exactly what you want your brand to sound like, what you want the
it's like,
policy to be, when you then come to be like, oh, I'm going to automate this, that, and the other, you're like, where do I start?
yeah.
Um, so
Since
that's
we
the
obviously, yeah, since we want run a service team, at Order Protection, if your standard operating procedures aren't super clean and super dialed, then automation's just gonna be it's gonna confuse your customers.
it becomes
Yeah.
defunct.
Foundation.
Yeah, totally, totally.
Okay, that's this has all been super interesting. We can we're gonna conclude this.
Mhm.
What's one more tip that you would give the audience on December 10th? For Q4. Now, obviously, like December 10th, we're going to be through Black Friday, Cyber Monday, going into the Christmas season. So, what's kind of like timing for the next couple weeks before Christmas? You guys are a super seasonal business. For the other seasonal businesses out there that are gifting a lot of different gifts during that time of year, what's one tip that you would give them how to prepare for
Oof.
that time of year?
You know, it's a tip that I always give myself at the end of Q4 and then forget at the beginning of Q4. Like I always write this down and I'm like, oh damn it, I forgot again. If you're a brand and you know that you need to onboard a bunch of people, bunch of seasonal folks to help you through Q4, please do the onboarding at the same time in a group setting. So probably going to be a little bit, this is like advice that's too late at this point, but I am sitting here now and I again didn't do that. So I had to do like 7 different onboardings and
Yeah.
I was losing my mind. So maybe this is actually more advice for like, write it down now, remember for next year, do your onboarding at the same time in a group setting. And that way, you know that by the time everything starts to get out of hand, you have a group of people that you've already onboarded and they're ready to go.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. And this call is recorded, obviously. So I'm going to send you this call recording. Q3
Because
next.
I get amnesia. I get Q4 amnesia. I never ever remember how mental it is until I'm in it. And then I'm like, why do I forget?
It's so tough. And
Yeah.
I love that you called it amnesia.
It's Q4 amnesia. We all get it.
Okay. Flora, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Adore you. You crush it, and it's so fun to learn from you and work with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.